Ask me how I'm feeling now. Really, I can't simmer down. King of my city got me feeling like I'm Simba now. Feeling like a cura finna go and take the city out. Niggas can't even go down my route. Stay with the cloud and they be like, how? Niggas out here try to steal my sound. Knock on my room, I'm the big dog now. Tell that boy that he better pipe down. Nigga, I'm always winning.
Hello, my saints. Today, we're going to be talking about a very, very messy group. Fantasy Boys. They've only been a group for like 5 months and they're already got so much issues going on with them. Alright, this is my first time doing like a very deep dive video like this, so please work with me here. I'm sorry if I miss anything. I'll try to make sure I cover as much as possible, and if I miss them, I'll make sure to edit it in there. So, I got the evidence on deck, and let's get started. So if you guys don't know, Fantasy Boys is from a survival show called Fantasy Boys. Yes, very uncreative. It's a sequel to My Teenage Girl, and honestly, it doesn't even look like a sequel because it looks very cheap. If you put them side by side, the difference is embarrassing, honestly. Like, they gave these dudes crumbs. First, we're going to be talking about ex-Fantasy Boys member Junwon. So I'm sure some of you heard of him. He was on the survival show The Howling, the group that made, did I say the group? Childish. The survival show that made the Japanese boy group and team. Oh my god. I'm not editing that out, keep that in. He left early, I believe, because of an injury. So now he went on Fantasy Boys and he got first place. So anyways, there was rumors floating around that he might have left the group because people haven't seen him at like events and stuff that the other members were on. Then on August 23rd, 2023, it was confirmed by the company that he left, quote, without permission. That statement is giving very deja vu. I'm sure if you guys heard this statement before, if you're being a fan of Bay 173, they said the same thing about Dohyun. So I want you to keep a pin in this one. And the statement says, it is true that you Junwon, who was selected as Fantasy Boys, did not participate in group activities, and the specifics will be revealed through an official position soon. They continued on, we discussed the contract more than a dozen times with Junwon and his parents. Junwon's parents asked for a revision of the contract, demanding an increase in the profit distribution rate in the name of winning first place in the program compared to the other members. If we adjusted the profit distribution rate differently from the other members with the final voting ranking, we have fully explained why we can't do that every time. I want y'all to put a pin in this statement. We'll come back to this. So basically, to sum this up, the company's blaming Junwon's parents as the reason for his departure. Later, juicy y'all, I was here for all of this. Junwon made an Instagram post, said his side of the story, and said the company is lying like a motherfucker. I'm sorry, I had to say that. Lying ass niggas, that's what they were. In his statement, I'm just gonna put some quotes. In his letter, he said, I would like to talk about the controversy related to me because there is certainly too many different contexts from the facts of various media and social media. He stated that there are several constellations, emails, and phone calls to reach an agreement with Pocketdol. We asked them to modify the unreasonable contract clauses, put a pin in this, in the contract, but they did not. And we continue to ask for reasonable contract terms that we could understand. But the company forced us to agree by adding conditions that were out of common sense. And we were told that we could leave, but we did not agree, which was ridiculous. The company's behavior caused us to lose trust, and we decided that we could not continue to work with them in the future. Again, put a pin in this as well. And he later said something that needed to be said. It's impossible to remain silent, and I hope this will improve the unfair contract practices of I can't English. You know what? Forcing the agency to sign a favorable contract by taking advantage of the desirable dream of debuting. And then the same day, oh my god, messy. The company made another article showing messages between them and the mom, quote unquote. Company said we tried to proceed with the contract in respect of the opinions of Junwon and his parents. But unlike other members in all conditions, such as album, music, and contracts that requested only 3/4 the profit distribution rate. There is other stuff, but I'm just gonna put it on screen for y'all can read because I don't like reading a lot. Like, this is getting ridiculous. So y'all can just read all of this. I'm gonna put it on screen. This is the next day. So Junwon posted this on his IG story. It's an article and his parents explaining some of the things. And I'm gonna just, again, pick out some parts. It's completely normal for parents to intervene in their child's contract situation with a company. And she's right. Too many times have we seen the young idols being taken advantage of. I mean, TS Entertainment. Like, these parents need to start looking into these companies. I mean, like, real deep, because they just be letting these kids sign into whatever. And it's ridiculous. I mean, I've seen people call his mom greedy and a control freak, and I was like, she's being very reasonable, because y'all sit here and complain how idols, especially minors, need their parents around. And when there's one around, she's being unreasonable. Don't piss me off. Anyways, let me continue the quoting. Junwon still diligently followed the company's schedule, including performing in Japan. Therefore, the accusations of unauthorized absence during the negotiation process is inaccurate. There's a lie. Ooh, they lied. Are we surprised they did the same thing with Doyoung? Remember when they said he left he left because they weren't paying him. Pocketdump Studio publicly accused us of requesting a profit distribution ratio of 6:4, implying that the contract wasn't signed due to this difference. However, in their final statement, the profit distribution ratio mentioned was 5:5. We also made it clear that the revenue sharing ratio was adjusted to 5:5 and that we did not object to it. So you see how they lied again, saying that the parents and stuff would not agree? This is them saying, no, we agreed to this. And then they lied about that. They said that we gradually lost trust in the company. I'm not judging them for that, because this company is slimy as shit. The company stated that other groups have also signed this contract and all artists will cover personal costs. And they were like, well, now what are these personal costs? So basically at this point, Junwon and his parents, they couldn't trust the company no more, because they just kept lying and just doing the absolute most. And the parents were wondering, well, basically the mom was like, how would any parents be willing to sign a contract after knowing all of this? That's what I'm saying. Like, how can you sign something like this, especially reading all of this, and you're like, what is these costs? I don't want y'all to put a pin in this, because the costs, basically the expenses, I want y'all to understand that with this contract, the ratio, like the payment between company and idol is not the issue here. That was not the issue. It's the cost, the expenses that becomes the real issue. We're gonna get to that. So work with me here. So basically, after seeing those that an agreement couldn't be reached, this is why Junwon left, because this is getting fucking ridiculous, because you lost your damn mind, and they couldn't agree to sign the contract. And then the fact that they claimed an unauthorized departure is wrong, because you knew that they left for this reason, yet you sit here and lie and say he left without permission when you knew the real reason that he left. Yeah, this is the second time the mom has said this. They made it clear that they reached an agreement on the profit distribution. It's infuriating to see the company trying to shift the focus of this issue, which has now become a controversial topic, which it should not have. This is one of those cases where it should have been handled in private instead of technically stayed private. But the company decided to make this a public issue when they shouldn't have. Wow. You know what? Okay, she continued. If the company and the media intend to damage the image of these young ones to the extent that they can continue performing in the entertainment industry, then that's enough. We have to stop for the sake of children who will debut soon, and that everything can be settled in the courtroom, not the press. Thank you. She wanted this, as well as Junwon, for this to be handled in private. So I don't want to see, because I've seen a few people say, why didn't Junwon and his parents had on this in private? Because the company's the one who made it public first. Come on now, please pay attention. Why do you think? They have every right to speak out in public, since the company wanted to make this a public issue. So they have every right to defend themselves publicly as well. The next day, August 25th, Junwon posted the contract. In the caption, he says, however, in the process of asking the company to side to what is this word? You know what? I'm gonna look it up. To accept the high fixed fee, partially the request to sign a contract and fix the unfair terms, the company side lost trust in the attitude of the company side and decided not to proceed with the contract. Wait, what? Damn, did I use... You know what? Let me get an actual translation for that, because that was horrendous. Anyways, But like I said before, you said earlier, I said again, the contract wasn't the issue. Problem is the monthly expenses. So here's the contract, the breakdown of this contract. One site manager is 12 million won, basically about like 9K. PR manager, 8 million won, 6K. Contents, photo, marketing, 18 million won, that's 13K. General planning, overseas business is 8 million won, which is like 6K. Fan manager is 6 million won and about 4K. And rent is 300 won and basically 200 basically 200 some dollars. And that doesn't include like the vehicle fees, which is I think it's about like 5 million won, I believe. So the monthly expenses, basically that these boys will be paying like 55 million won, which is 4K a month, and that's absolutely that's ridiculous. And then they said that some of the fees will be waived if they sell more than 500 K albums within 3 months. And look how that went. Anyways, this company's acting like the 5/5 distribution on the profit and expenses is like fair when it's really not, because it's going to tank up their debt if their album sales is unsuccessful. And here's the thing, even if it was successful, they won't have that money for long. They really won't if you really dig into it, because 5/5 profit ratio is not bad. It's really not. But with these types of expenses, they will not have that money for long. That money is going to disappear quickly. They're not going to have nothing. It's bad. Yeah, so for all the people who call it his mom controlling and all of that, look where we are now. Yeah, I bet you feel real stupid, don't you? I'm sure you do. Yes. I mean, I'm glad you do, because you really are truly something. And it's the fact that the company said y'all could either accept this or leave, and Junwon was the only one who left. I wish the other members left, which I understand to an extent, because it's kind of like it's like they feel they might not be able to debut again, which is, understandable, because you know how this industry is. They treat idols like waste, especially if they're like in their 20s, and it's like, dog, it's not really that serious. But like, again, they got all these expenses. And then I think it's worse for Junwon. I think is there another member? If someone can correct me if I'm wrong. They're free agents. They don't have they weren't under another company before this, because all the rest of them are like under companies. So the companies are probably like helping this out. But if I was, I wouldn't say like, y'all lost y'all damn mind. But but like, they're free agents. So this kind of makes it worse for Junwon and the other member, because yeah. So if people wonder why is his mom so involved so much, his mom is, I guess you could say his mom is basically like his manager in a way, if that makes sense. So it makes sense why she might have some demands and stuff. But honestly, it's understandable, especially how these companies are. So I'm not really judging her for wanting that ratio of 6/4 beforehand, because these companies love putting these idols in debt, and we've seen it. Like, we thought Luna was doing great. No, these girls were going in debt. These girls were getting drained. It's crazy. So I was like, I'm not judging her at all for wanting that 6/4 beforehand, before she agreed to 5/5. But like, again, 5/5 is, not bad. So that makes sense why she was like, okay, 5/5 is not bad, because it's really not. It's the expenses. The expenses is really deep. On September 13th, the company filed a 3 billion won lawsuit, and I'm just like, okay. All right, let's break this down a little bit. And they stated when Jonah filed an injunction against Pocketdol Studios through Taeyun, a law firm in charge of legal representation, Funky Studios responded with a lawsuit of compensation for damages, saying that it did not comply with the obligations of a 5-year exclusive contract. So these dudes, by the way, there's 11 members in this group, and then they have a contract for 5 years. So imagine that goddamn debt that these niggas, they're good. But anyways, By the way, this also doesn't make sense when they say he did damages, because it's kind of like he didn't sign the contract. It was basically still in negotiation stage. Yeah. They continued with the representative of Pocketdol, who said that I want to tell Junwon that it is late, but there's still a possibility of your debut. So you gonna sue him for 3 billion won for exposing you for y'all behavior. Y'all been lying constantly, and you continue to lie. And this basically sounds like a threat in a way. Like, and then you used all these articles to try to ruin his reputation and smear him and his mother. And you have the audacity to ask him to come back? I know the hell I wouldn't, because y'all lost your damn mind. On December 19th, Junwon made another post, and it's just a blank picture, but in the caption it says that he wanted to clarify that the confusing factual relations of my trial that were originally scheduled for today, the long-awaited trial date has been delayed by about a month. So yeah, they postponed the trial because they said that they did not receive the documents related to the trial from the shop or whatever. After filing a lawsuit in August, the documents were sent to Monkey Studio twice, but the trial was delayed by a month because they did not receive it because absence of the paper reason. No, that's an excuse. They did that because Fantasy Boys are debuting. Is debuting in September on the 24th, I believe. So that's an excuse, because they just want to debut these dudes. They're not slick. So on October 17th, this is the day of the trial, the new day. Junwon made another post. This one's super long. I mean, it's not that long. It's like three slides. And it's basically summarizing everything that has happened so far. But I'm gonna still, try to read some stuff. Mainly, there's a certain part I really, really want to get into. This section here, we appealed that we wanted to consult with the other parents, but company representatives asked why we needed to do that and did not accept our request for a joint parent meeting. We believe that the direct expenses incurred by the members should naturally be borne by us. I think it's very suspicious that the company does not want the mom to talk with the other parents, because it makes sense that she should be talking to the other parents about this. They really need to be talking, yo, what is this? But okay. Junwon made a letter to the judge. I'm just going to conclude it by basically saying that, again, they agreed to the 5/5 profit along with the rest of his members. But the company was on a bull crap, and they lost trust in the company, so they decided not to sign, which they have every right to, because y'all doing the most. What makes you think he wants to sign under you even now? You're saying you want him to come back, but what makes you think he wants to come back now after how you treated him and his mother during this whole altercation, acting very unprofessional? No. So, the very big day, so on November 24th, the court concluded that since there was no exclusive contract, Junwon was basically free to continue activities, and that the company was basically not allowed to interfere. And Junwon said that he got the results he wanted. So, there are people who's like, oh, he lost, he got to pay this much money. I doubt I'm pretty sure they'd rather pay that damn money than him go back to that damn group. So they happy as fuck. They said, yes, bitch. That's all he wanted. He wanted to be free. He did not want to be ties with this company any longer, which is very understandable. Yeah, the court basically said that they hope that Pocketdol and Funky Ksoul will just not intervene. And we're going to see that they technically kind of broke that. We're going to see now. On December 5th, the company had another article that was released, and it's like, y'all not listening when the court told y'all to leave his ass alone. They said if Junwon acknowledges his mistakes and returns before the Tokyo concert, we will move forward with him after discussing with the members. Nigga, no, leave him alone. Leave him. He don't want to come back. Him and his parents said, no, bitch, leave them the fuck alone. They're not coming back. Let it go. How you go? This is the second time this company has begged him to come back. Leave them alone. And then they went on about how this would damage him in the future. I don't think he gives a fuck, because it's like they said, they lost trust in y'all. Y'all broke promises I don't know how many times, and if y'all got everything together, they lied so many times. So why would he come back after you tried to slander him and his mom, calling him greedy and all that other bull crap and trying to make this some type of 50-50 situation, because his mom mentioned it, early, was like, y'all, please don't make this one of that. Like, this needs to be concealed. So it's like, no means no. Leave them alone and let it go. And to conclude Junwon's situation, so I know there are people out there who's like, why didn't they handle this in private instead of trying to quote unquote bring the group down? And it's like, how is them trying to defend the group bringing them down? And again, the mom said she wanted this to be handled privately and not make this a public controversy situation, like 50-50. Yeah. And also, Junwon has every right to defend himself publicly, because if the company gonna make this public, he has every right to defend himself publicly, because y'all, the same people that talking about idols should stand up for themselves when they get mistreated, and all of a sudden now it's just, he's ruining the group. Okay. And it kind of just shows again how fans act like they care about idols, but if they really don't, because this is like this, they play a part along with the government. Like, the government is bigger, obviously, but fans play a tiny part as to why this type of mistreatment will continue. Because, like, how do you think companies like TS Entertainment what got away with mistreating idols for so long? Because the fans play a tiny part. Because the fans will basically keep supporting these companies by supporting their, like, a company mistreats their old group, right? And then people get mad, blah, blah, blah. And then, the company made a new group, and then they have fans. It's like, y'all just forget how they mistreated their older groups. And it's going to continue to happen. So another situation happened with another member of Fantasy Boys on December 17th, where some Twitter user, they paid $20,000 to hack Kim Gyurae's Instagram to expose his quote-unquote relationship with his hairstylist. I just want to remind y'all that Kim Gyurae is a minor. He is 14 years old. Well, around this time he was 14. I mean, not what he technically is. And the stylist is supposedly a 22-year-old woman. And the way this user tried to paint this as a quote-unquote romantic relationship, no, this is grooming. Okay, this is not romantic. You're like, how are you more mad at him than the woman who's talking to him in such a weird way? You know what? All right. So the next day, the company responded. I just find it funny that they took a day to respond to this situation. Then when it came to Junwon, they responded to him within like the same goddamn day. Hilarious. For one, I do not like that Kim Gyurae is apologizing. He should not be apologizing. I'm trying to figure out what he's apologizing for. Because, like, if the information is false, quote unquote, as they said, then why is he apologizing if the information is false? Whatever. Because, like, again, his privacy was invaded. Okay. And then, so again, if the person is false, and so all the person did was hack the account and just posted what they saw on his Instagram. So, I mean, I guess that person had time to edit stuff and whatever. Okay. My last thing that I really want to bring up is, if this was true, it's the fact that the company is more focused on the hacker than this woman who allegedly is basically grooming him. Okay. And there goes in addition, we are considering additional action against specific individuals. And we'll continue to do our best to manage our artists. Man, companies love saying that crap, and then but don't act on it. Just makes basic threats and continue to let these nasty individuals free. It happens every time. Like, I'm generally tired of all these companies being all bark and no goddamn bite. It's very aggravating. Until this day, there's still no updates on his situation, which I don't like. Like, okay, did you punish this person yet? Whatever. But there's a certain individual I really want to goddamn talk about. Dumbass Ksoul. Like, this man can never stay out of trouble. So I just want to remind y'all that a few days ago, I think 3 days ago after this incident, he lost his family. I just want to say that now. But also, this doesn't excuse his behavior that he did during this live. Okay, so Ksoul went on this little rant on his Weibo Live. Apparently, he saw another idol at the club with his girlfriend.
所以这就是爱豆不能谈恋爱的原因，对啊。但是为什么不跟某一个团去拍 challenge？ 那个团前段时间不是还得1位了吗？里边有一个谈恋爱的，把女朋友带去户外签售现场的，去逛酒吧摸屁股的，什么的都有。你这个对于，但人家依旧能得第1位，依旧能够，我有去搜一下他们的超话连句，下面的评论就这就是有女朋友，但是还是好喜欢怎么办？我就 fine。你这对于那些每天在练习室里边日夜练习，就等着那一个机会想要被大家看到的那些人来说，其实挺不公平。这是能说的吗？我又没谈恋爱，我为什么不能说？我这么多年都没谈恋爱，我自从当爱豆以来，为什么不能说？可以去扒呀，随便扒的，想怎么扒怎么扒，因为没有任何，我没有做任何对不起粉丝的事情。
I was going to say, for one, why were you at the club? Because for only if you be able to see this idol grabbing her butt. Like, damn, idols can't, like people can't grab their girlfriend's ass at the fucking club. As long as it's consensual, then there's no issue. And, you know, how we say about, oh, it's unfair and all of that. And it's like, idols can work hard and still be in a relationship. Like, damn, that's crazy. Like, sorry that this idol can balance his work life along with being in a relationship. Okay. But then there was a certain, I think this user called out and was like, why didn't you add this clip? And when I say I'm disgusted, I don't even know what to say anymore. It's like I'm gonna just show y'all the clip.
不懂，那你就做好谈恋爱被出轨、结婚被家暴的准备吧。我不是特别的能理解哈。
You know what he said this. So if you date idol, prepare to be cheated on and abused. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, there was a user trying to defend this and was like, he probably meant that fans who are okay with idols dating probably will be okay with cheating and abuse. And it's like, that don't, even with the context, that you're not helping, you're just making it worse because ain't no way you do okay. Like, it's strange for him to be saying all this, especially, you know what, y'all know Karina's situation. And then on top of that, he literally had a member in his group who was in a dating room with a grown-ass woman, and I'm surprised he's not concerned about that. Okay. And then the next day, I believe, is when he made the most dog water ass apology I've ever seen in my fucking life. I just want to say that I counted y'all. This dude apologized 12 times. And I don't want to say that it all means nothing, especially when it comes to this section right here, the second paragraph. I'm about to break this section down because I'm about to cook his ass well fucking done because he lost his goddamn mind. He said, sorry, I'm feeling conflicted about idols wanting to gain fans' money while also using fans' money to date, which is funny because you're on a live show using your own fans to help your financial situation, which you yourself pointed out, by the way. He's really using his fans to give money to him while he's also not only slandering another idol, but his own fans. I apologize for believing that idols should convey positive energy and also positive influence on people rather than making fans feel okay with going on nightclubs during promotions. It's the audacity to say that idols should convey positive energy while he's he's being negative, by the way, about this idol in his live. Like so fans can go out and have fun, but you know, after they go to work, but not idols. Okay. I apologize for saying without fans, idols are nothing. Idols are equal to other industries, not a noble one, and feeling remorseful. I apologize for saying idols should prioritize fans. Yeah, you just basically explained like the most basic stuff without like, I'm sorry. Let me break this down. So he basically just saying basic stuff like without the idol, the companies will fail. Without the fans, you know, idols won't be able to have food on the table. Like, oh my God, that's crazy. And you're saying that idols should prioritize fans. Yet again, you're slandering your fans. People who are literally pitying you with donations in your financial, again, your situation. Like, these were the fans that you say you prioritize, but you slandered in your same life. I apologize for saying idols should also study and read more and at least have ethics and learn how to be decent people before anything else. He's the last one that should be saying, especially how he acted on the Survivor show and literally this live. He literally body shamed one of his contestant members, calling him a pig chin and stuff. And then he crossed boundaries with one of the minors on the show, talking about he has his own sexiness, which is weird for a 25-plus-year-old adult to be saying to him, because the boy was clearly uncomfortable with the concept that it was sexy, because Cocoa Bot was a little more sensual. And in a way, I blame the show more and also the other members who were in the group, because it's kind of like he was clearly uncomfortable with the sexy concept. They should have bit the bullet and just changed the concept and changed the song to Energetic, because the little boy, he knew the choreo for Energetic. They should have just bit the bullet and took that, or like they should have moved him to another team beforehand. But yeah, whatever. It's just a side to say you have your own sexiness to a 13-year-old, but okay. There's so much when he's that done, and he should follow his own advice and get some media training. I apologize for telling fans to not idolize stars blindly. How is idols dating going to make people stop idolizing them? Idols' jobs is to make music. That's what you're supposed to be idolizing them for. They're not romantic interest for idols, for fans' delusion. I meant, like, they're there to make music. I apologize for setting high standards for myself and expressing my views on idols not dating without targeting them, yet making some people feel singled out. This is the funniest joke I've ever seen. Like, you said that you have high standards for yourself. No, you just have narcissistic tendencies, which we've seen many times. Just because you didn't say the idol's name doesn't mean you're not targeting him. He's the very reason that you went on this whole goddamn tangent. I am truly sorry, but unfortunately my views remain unchanged. Oh, so I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. So again, this apology, he's not even fucking sorry. So why did you even make this? The most useless shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. Throughout this whole section, he like says, you know, he apologizes. Like, he says, oh, I apologize for saying this, or saying that. Like, you didn't even say that, though. That's not what you said throughout this whole goddamn live. You're sitting here making snarky ass comments about this idol and fans, especially your fans. Basically, you just made this apology for nothing. It's very, very, like, worthless. Like, why did you, like, you're not even sorry. So just shut the fuck up. It also feeds, by the way, into that toxic fan culture that idols belong to fans like their products. Idols are not allowed to be human. They must be perfect in every aspect, until they're thrown away like goddamn trash. It's the fact that you're saying this about yourself and your own goddamn members, especially the goddamn minors, that they are products to the fans. Wow. Okay. And for him to mention his father's death and financial situation, like that justifies what he said. Like, again, I do feel bad him to an extent, because he not only, like, he lost a family member, which, you know, that's awful. And then he's in a financial situation. Mind you, the group, y'all know the group expenses. How the fuck he gonna pay all that shit? This man is gonna be in debt worse than ever than all of the other members. So it makes it worse. But again, this does not justify what he said in his live. He should have handled this situation by agreement and stuff, and done the live and earned his damn money and went along his way. Like, what does your father's death and financial situation have anything to do with you saying that fans who date idols should be prepared to be cheated on and abused? That's what you should be apologizing for. And I'm gonna show y'all the comments of some of what the Chinese fans have said, and they were like, "You're not. Can you apologize for saying that?" Like, that's what they really want the apology for, which is very understandable, because you lost your damn mind for saying that. And and to conclude this whole section of the video, by this user, then you better not fall in love and get married for the rest of your life. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I hope you will have a nice day. This was like so stressful to edit and everything, but I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. And I just really want to say, like, please stop supporting this group. And I mean that, because you're not helping. You're just making it worse. Like, just, you can support this spiritually, sure, but I just want to say, I better not see a Fantasy Boys being mistreated thread. You don't give a fuck about them, because you keep supporting them. So I mean, well, anyways, goodbye, y'all.
Spins me right around the space.